Surprise! The incessant honking woke her up. She looked at her mobile phone, annoyed. 3 a.m. Mr. Larson must have taken the wrong turn into her driveway again. He really should not be allowed to drive with his onset of Alzheimer's. He will realize in a minute and be on his way, she thinks to herself. The honking turned into one long, screeching like a banshee honk. What the actual hell? Did he pass out over the steering wheel? When it hadn't stopped after 5 minutes, she started to get worried. She put on her robe and gingerly opened her main door a crack, cursing herself for acting like one of those stupid people in horror movies. First rule, never go out alone, but here she was. Armed with a bat, she took one tentative step forward. The car was still blaring, completely hidden in the shadows. She gripped the bat a little tighter, trying to stay in the shadows herself, wondering if she should run back in and call 911 instead. But then advanced further, thinking if Mr. Larson had a heart attack, they will not be able to reach this godforsaken place on time. Another step and she could see the panic-stricken face of Mr. Larson. She let out a sigh of relief. She walked over confidently and saw relief wash over him once he spotted her. Mr. Larson, you are in the wrong driveway again. What are you doing out at this time? I have night shift this week. I was going to the office, he mumbled. You retired a long time ago, Mr. Larson. Now go home and rest, she sighed. You don't understand. It was very important that you come outside, he said with a sense of urgency now. Why? She asked, cocking her head. Because I don't remember, but it was very important, he whispered. It's okay, Mr. Larson. I'm out now. Everything is fine. Go home. Not office, okay? Go home, she said soothingly. She turned and walked away, leaving a bewildered Mr. Larson in her wake. He heard the door shut. Finally, she is back. He slithered out of the crawl space and hid behind the bedroom door. Surprise always makes subduing them easier, he thought. She entered, and he lunged at her, only to find himself staring down the barrel of a Smith & Wesson instead. Surprise, she said gleefully. Thank God Mr. Larson had called her back after. He finally remembered what it was. I saw somebody climb through your window as I passed by, he said, handing over his revolver to her.